Welcome everyone to this special Community Corner program. I'm Myrna Santos, and before we begin, I want you to meet my partner, with me all the time these days. Say hi to my cane, we're a team. Me and my cane, we're back here again to share a few minutes with you. We'll meet some nice folks, maybe share a few jokes, and just visit, like old friends do. It's all about Dighton, the town where we live, and Community Corner is the place. So gather around and sit yourself down, and a story will fall into place. As always, we will open this program with a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and tonight we have the privilege of following it with the Star Spangled Banner, sung by our guests for the evening, the Generations Barbershop Quartet.
Flags over there. Yep.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's all. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, tonight, as we near the close of summer 2021, it is my pleasure to host a very different program on Community Corner. It's a program of music and story, a look back into an old and great music form that is still very popular today. In fact, some members of this quartet have been singing barbershop harmony for most of their lives. We've been hoping to arrange this musical visit for a long time, and at last everything has come together. And so tonight I am happy to welcome the four gentlemen of the Generations Barbershop Quartet. Mr. Steve Donovan.
Good evening.
Mr. Billy Cheney.
Good evening.
Mr. Billy Wright.
That's me.
And Mr. Ellis Strange.
That's me.
And let's have a song or two.
Okie dokie. Hi, neighbor.
Okay.
We're singing
Hi neighbor, what do you know and what do you say? Hi neighbor, throw your worries away. We're here to entertain you in the barbershop style. So throw your cares and troubles aside for a while. We're singing hi neighbor, my neighbor. Now's the time to say hi.
Hi, neighbor.
Hi.
I'm pretty sure that we'd all like to know a little more about barbershop music, what it is, how it began, a few facts, and how these four guys got interested enough to make it a nearly full-time part of their lives and have stayed with it for more than half a century. All of you, I'm told. My goodness. So, why don't you have a seat and we'll talk about it a little bit.
All right.
Please feel free to jump in with anything you'd like. Ellis gave me some general information, so fill it in. Barbershop Quartet music, he told me, was born in tonsorial parlors. Now, I never heard of a tonsorial parlor until today. And I was trying to figure out exactly what it meant. I thought it had to do with the singing and the tonsils, I suppose. But then he told me that the red in the barber pole represented the red of blood because back in the day the barber was also a surgeon, so maybe it had something to do with that. I have no idea. Do you know?
At the time, I'd have to say no.
Oh, okay then. That's good. That's fine. Anyway, tonsorial parlors became a place where men gathered to sing, and pretty soon barbershop harmony became popular, and it's remained so to this day. How did you guys all get involved in this? Don't all speak at once.
The Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America was incorporated in 1938 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we all joined along the way after living our early years, growing up and everything else. Myself, I was in the submarine service, and when I got off active duty May 10th, 1968, my dad said, "What are you doing on Tuesday nights?" And I said, "Whatever you want," because he had just joined the society the year before. So I went to a chorus rehearsal with him, and I've been going for 53 years now.
Good for you.
Yeah.
My goodness. From
I
submarine.
started because my dad was a barber shopper. I used to go with him to chorus meetings up in the old building behind the, what's the name of that church? The Baptist Church? Westville Baptist Church.
West Dighton Baptist. Are you talking on the hill?
No, I'm talking on Route 44.
Okay, Westville.
Westville Church.
Yeah.
That's where the Town chapter used to meet. And that's where I used to go with my dad. That's how I got started.
Mm-hmm. That's 2 stories. We got 2 more.
This is gonna sound familiar. My father
Was a barber shopper.
was a barber shopper. So once I got, similar to Billy, once I went in, came out of the Navy, I started in Canton, Mass with their chorus, then went to, I'll say Norwood, there's a couple of other places around there, and we did barbershop singing through the choruses, and I started growing up into my 30s and 40s and going into the 50s, and eventually worked my way down to Attleboro. And when I got to Attleboro, that's across the street from Rhode Island, then all of my friends told me, "You are coming to Rhode Island, are you not?" And there was only one answer. So there were 2 choruses at that time in Rhode Island, and that's where I met my fellow barbershoppers from Rhode Island, and the quartet eventually evolved into what you see here. So. And that's the short story. If you want 20 more minutes, I can do that. But
We'll tie 'em all
You'll go on.
together.
Don't ask him to do more.
He'll go on all night
Oh, okay.
if you want.
We're missing one.
Okay, my father was not a barbershopper, but he sang in a barbershop quartet. They
Okay.
didn't call themselves that, they just liked singing together, but they did use barbershop music, so he wasn't part of the society.
Uh-huh.
So when I moved to Rhode Island back in 1973, I heard about from a couple of friends that there was a chapter, local chapter here. And I said, that sounds interesting, so I thought I'd go and visit, and kind of became involved through there.
And you,
Chorus, and then eventually into quartet.
you've been there ever since.
That's right.
Uh-huh. Well, it's the kind of thing that you hang on to, after all.
Yeah.
After everybody loves music, and I think if people haven't heard barbershop, they need to, because it's a totally different kind of singing, and it's all the old songs, and it's all the things that I grew up with back in the day.
For anybody that enjoys singing, they should be singing in a barbershop chorus.
I think that's
Either male, female, or mixed, it doesn't matter.
well, I haven't sung in years. I used to sing all the time, And I was just telling Ellis today, I'm seriously thinking of joining the Taunton Civic Chorus because they're meeting right across the river on Thursday nights, and I haven't sung in a chorus in 40 years, and it's about time I went back. It'd be a different tone, won't be soprano anymore, but that's okay. I can do an alto part.
You gotta get back to it because it keeps you young. Singing keeps you young.
And you also have to promise that you won't try to recruit any of us.
Oh, really? It seems to me you're awfully busy. I think recruiting would be very, very difficult.
No, we're too busy to be recruited.
Oh, dear. I noticed that the Generations Barbershop Quartet has their red and white barber pole jackets.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in existence for 10 or 11 years.
Right.
Elvis didn't have the exact time. And you've been singing together, you four gentlemen, for about 7 years. Is that right?
Correct.
And every one of you has been personally singing barbershop songs for more than half a century. You realize you put that all together, that's 200 years.
When you put it that way.
We don't add them up, do we?
When you put it that way, it makes it sound pretty old.
No, it makes you look mighty darn young, actually.
Singing keeps you young.
Absolutely. Will you bless us with another song?
Certainly. Wild Irish Rose.
You wanna, how do you wanna do it, like we normally do?
No, just a song.
Okay.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. My rose, the bloom from my wild Irish rose. Wild Irish rose.
I'm not Irish, but I enjoyed it.
We're all Irish at least one day.
We're all Irish, and just, yes, absolutely. The structure of the Barbershop Quartet. You have a lead, a baritone,
Lead
Tenor.
always sings the melody.
Mhm.
Then you have a bass, which is the foundation of the quartet, usually singing below the lead. Then you have the tenor who sings above the lead for the most part. And the baritone fills up everything in between. Sometimes above the lead, sometimes below the lead.
wherever.
We could take the same song and show how it's done.
Yeah, let's do that. Wonderful.
Okay, you ready?
I thought you wanted to do that in the first place.
Well, I didn't know how much time we had. So
Okay.
I got all the time in the world.
all the
I
time
told
in the
you
world.
midnight.
She said until midnight.
Late supper tonight.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay, now,
Who's gonna introduce us?
we're gonna start off by having our lead, Mr. Billy Wright, sing the first line of My Wild Irish Rose.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows.
Ready?
He paid it.
Well, then I shouldn't have jumped in.
So next we have, over here on my far left, Mr. Steve Donovan. And he sings the tenor part, which sounds like this.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows.
two parts and put them together, makes a very decent sounding duet.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows.
Now, as Billy explained earlier, there's a bass that is actually the foundation of the quartet. And that's me, Ellis Strange. Strange as it may seem, that is my last name. The bass part sounds something like this. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. Now, if you take those three parts and put them together, makes a distant sounding trio. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows.
And that's a barbershop.
No, Billy, no, it's not a
You-
barbershop quartet. We
I-
have a baritone over here that we have to, kind of bring into this thing.
Oh.
Anyway, this is the baritone over here, Mr. Bill Cheney. Everybody makes fun of the baritone part because usually it kind of sounds a little weird, but it's very important because a lot of times he's singing that missing note in the 4-part chord. Now, Mr. Bill Cheney's part, it sounds something like this.
My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows.
Now, one more time. I know we did it before, but we're going to do it again. This is what it sounds like when you put them all together. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. My rose, the bloom from my wild Irish rose.
Very
That's
nice.
how a barbershop quartet is put together.
Thank you very much. That's a great lesson, truly. I think people are going to really enjoy knowing how that all happens, really. Maybe it'll encourage some people to learn to sing barbershop. You mentioned the Society for the, I had to write it down, Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America. And you said it was 1938, that's before you guys. But that was an all-male organization in the beginning.
Actually, Myrna, two of us are the same age as the society.
That's right, you're older than I am. I forgot about that.
The society was formed in 1938, and these two gentlemen here were born in
In 1938. Okay. That's right, because we both went to 12 years of school in Dighton and went 10 years together.
Correct.
Okay. Anyhow, originally it was all male.
Yes.
And apparently there's been some change in that in the last couple of years. And Ellis kind of led me to believe that might have raised a little bit of division.
There are two separate women's societies. One is called Sweet Adelines,
Uh-huh.
and the other one is called Harmony Incorporated.
Okay, so you're, I know you're strictly all male, of course, but it's actually two different associations at this point.
Correct. Yeah.
Sweet
And
Adelines,
now-
I've heard
and
of.
now the Barbershop Harmony Society has allowed females to join also, so it's a mixed society now, both males and females.
Yeah, and I don't think you can get a picture of this, but Ellis brought me a copy of your yearbook, and I was thumbing through it, but I haven't, it's been one of those days, you could tell. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Anyway, so what, we actually have men's barbershop, and we have women's barbershop, and I think that's very
We
nice.
also have mixed barbershop with both men and women singing together.
Okay. Do you mix it as an ensemble, so you've got 4 of each, or is it split 2 and 2?
There are mixed quartets, there are also mixed choruses. My wife sings in a mixed chorus called the Voices United.
Mm-hmm.
They're a very good chorus, actually. So.
I actually saw a photograph that Ellis showed me, where she was singing with you because you were missing somebody. Oh, okay.
We were missing our baritone, so my wife sings lead, so I switched to baritone.
And gave her the
Quartet to
lead.
sing with her.
That makes for harmony at home.
And we also did a job with her singing
Did you?
the lead
Wonderful.
part, yes.
Yes, we did.
Wonderful. Speaking of jobs, you've had an awful lot of different kinds of jobs. Tell me a little bit about those.
Well, we do a lot of birthday gigs.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, we actually sing for any occasion, but, you know, I would say 80% of the gigs we do are for birthdays. In fact, we sang for our 80th birthday last night up in Cohasset, Massachusetts.
Oh, an 80th, you missed mine, darn it. Oh,
That-
well.
That was Ellie's fault.
Oh, he didn't know it
I
at the
didn't mind
time.
for everything.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, we do, we probably try and do at least 2 or 3 a month. Anyway, sometimes a little bit more. You know, some months are busier than others, so.
Well, I can understand that. I know you've got some impressive credentials. In the early years, you've sung at Radio City Music Hall for the Rockettes, and Ellis tells me that was a while ago. Cruise ships to Bermuda, at the 100th anniversary of the Boston Red Sox, which I watched on television, didn't know who was there. And I have in that collage of photographs a picture of Generations on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine.
That
I
was
think-
that was kind of one of those made-up things, I think.
Well, it's okay, it worked.
Yeah.
It works. Not real, huh? Okay.
I don't think you'll ever find us on the real cover of Rolling Stone.
I doubt that very much, because that's not the same kind of music at all. Anyway, when my mother was disabled, twice, I had the Barbershop Quartet from Rhode Island come on Valentine's Day to sing for her. And she was so taken by it. She really, really was. She was pretty much chair-bound at that time. And they came in their tuxedos, and they brought her candy and a card and a rose, and boy, you'd have thought somebody gave her $1 million. It was really, really special. I did it the last 2 years before she died. So that, yes. So you do that too.
Yes.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, Ellis was telling me, and it's on another page in my notes, you have a friend, or had a friend.
Now, this was the original generations that did this.
Okay, so it's not all the same people,
No.
but it's generations, so you don't mind if I bring it up.
No, no.
Okay. He told me that a very good friend of the quartet was the Prince of Providence, the late former mayor, Buddy Cianci. And that you had someone in your quartet who was a very good cook and made very good oatmeal cookies, and they used to take oatmeal cookies to Buddy because he loved them. And
Actually,
they,
the chocolate chip oatmeal.
Oh my, see, I didn't get all the information. Okay, then.
Then they were delicious.
Even better. And you used to perform on his program just before Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And he also told me that as a result of that, you performed as many as 20 Valentine's Day visits in 1 year. It took you 3 days to do it.
Yes.
We kind of shuffled the date around a little bit, right? I think that's pretty impressive. I really do. And Buddy was an interesting character, and I actually heard his radio show a couple of times. I missed that one, but I did hear his radio show a couple of times. Time for another song.
Time for another song. How about Zippity Doo-Dah?
Okay. Introduce that. Zippity doo.
Dippity Doo Dah. It's a song that actually came from a movie by Walt Disney called Song of the South. And it's a song that we still sing today, where it's called Zippity Doo Dah.
This is just the kind of day that you dream about when you open up your mouth. A song pops out. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Boy, everything is satisfactual. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Mr. This is just the bird on my shoulder. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Zip, zip, zippity yay.
That's a feel-good song.
Yes.
I like that. And I'd forgotten about that movie. I actually did see it a while ago.
That's the first movie I ever saw.
Was it really?
I saw that in the theater in the little town of Falmouth, Massachusetts.
Oh.
When that movie starts, you remember the big lion?
Yes.
Well, that scared me. And I took off out of the seat and ran up the aisle, and the usher caught me up at the car. And by then, my mother came up.
I'm sure she did come rescue you.
But that scared me.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. You do other things too. I mean, how do you get connected with the people who want you to sing? I provided some information for him to post,
There are
but
certain national companies that do gig requests that you can call an 800 number and they'll send that gig request out all over the country. And whoever wants to can pick it up and contact the people that need us and set it up.
So it's a national organization, and you can pick it up for your little corner of the world.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Okay.
have that thing from Gig Masters?
Yeah, I do. She does. She'd have to read it, so I'll give it to her later.
Okay.
Tell me more about what you do. Where have you been lately?
All over New England,
Actually, yes, all right, because you had told me you went
New
to Maine.
York,
Yeah.
New York twice, I think.
Yeah. Danbury, Connecticut.
And we have another one set up for New York on New Year's Eve,
Right.
if the people want us to do it.
Well, of course, who knows what's going to happen between now and New
Yeah.
Year's Eve? Everything
Very
goes.
true.
It's open and it's
Furthest
shut.
we've gone so far is we drove about 6 hours up to Blue Hill Country Club in Maine, and sang for half an hour and then drove 6 hours back.
Hardly worth it.
It's always worth it because you get to see a lot of.
Well, of course, absolutely, but really and truly, if you're gonna drive 6 hours up there and sing a half an hour, it might be nicer just to arrange to stay over and look around a little bit. That's kind, gee whiz. You're tired before you get there, and then when you get back, you're tired again. Do you have favorite songs? Do you have songs that people ask for particularly?
We get a lot of requests for Light a Rose from the Music Man.
Well, let's hear it.
I suppose you want to hear Light a Rose now. Okay, Light a Rose, guys.
Now here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Like a rose, oh, won't you be mine, be mine? Like a rose, I'm home again, rose, to get the sun back in my sky. Light a rose, I'm home again, rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Light a rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, no, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
So nice, so nice. Alice mentioned one while we were talking about this afternoon. Alexander's Ragtime Band.
Hey, yes. You want to introduce Alex?
Alexander's Ragtime Band was a song that was written by Irving Berlin back somewhere around 1910 or 1911. He was the type of guy that they have said that he likes to go out and watch parades. And after watching several parades, he put this song together, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Have you heard the new sensation sweeping across the land? A musical treat with a Dixieland beat. It's Alexander's Ragtime Band. Come on here, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Come on here, it's the best band in the land. They can play like you never heard before. Ta-da-da-ta, ta-da-da-ta, ta-da-da-ta-ta-ta. Wow, it's just the bestest band. What am my little honey lamb? Clarinet's playing, tra-la-la, while the big bass goes oom-pa-pa-pa. To hear that slip and slide, trombones, the moaning, droning saxophone. And if you wanna hear that Swanee River played in ragtime, come on in here, come on in here, Alexander's Ragtime Band. What's that commotion? I got a notion something's in the air. Let's gander and we'll take a gander and see what's coming down there. Hear those syncopated tunes, see those flashy red suits.
that. That's a happy song. I enjoyed that very much.
Thank you.
What else have you got hidden in your repertoire that's fun? And, you know, there's a lot of it, and I don't know all the songs. Well, I do probably, but.
Like I was saying to you this afternoon, have you ever heard of the 59th Street Bridge song? And you
when-
told me no.
No, I had no idea what you were talking about.
And when we go out and do a job, if we have a decent-sized audience, we always ask that question. And very few people know the song by that name. But when we say, how about Feeling Groovy? Oh yeah, they all know.
Yeah, I knew that.
Do, 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 do.
Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestone, looking for fun and feeling groovy.
Feeling groovy. Hello, lamppost, what you knowin'? Come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do do do, feeling groovy. Do 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 do, feeling groovy. No needs to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Do, 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 feeling groovy. Feeling groovy. Feeling groovy. Feeling groovy. Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Feeling groovy. Do 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 do, feeling groovy. Do 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 do, feeling groovy.
Somebody's got a lot of breath. That's a long note. These are fun. These are so much fun. Once again, do you have some that somebody particularly asks for? I mean, almost every time you do a show, is there something that somebody requests that's...
Not really, because we do not do a lot of repeat shows. But as I told you, a lot of the old favorite songs are, you know, love songs, My Wild Irish Rose, which we have done already.
Yes,
Let me call you sweetheart, Jerry Barber.
yes. And actually, why don't we do that one? That's a Valentine's song.
You want a Valentine's song?
Oh, absolutely.
Will you be our Valentine?
Absolutely be your Valentine.
Good,
A little early, but that's okay.
In that case, you got it.
Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so true. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I want to keep this going, but I don't know what to ask for songs. I mean, you know, is there anything I haven't touched on that you think folks who are going to be watching this program might like to know?
Well, if they want to find out anything about the Barbershop Harmony Society, they can look up bhs.com or org. I forget which one it is, but .org. Yeah.
Barbershop Harmony, BHS.org. Yeah. That S is for society, I'm guessing.
Barbershop Harmony Society.
Society, yeah. And I gave some information to David to put on the page that has your contact information.
Very nice.
Thank you.
But I don't want this to stop, so how about a couple more songs? I'm having fun, I'm enjoying this, I love music.
Tell you what, let's embarrass Myrna a little bit.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Is this the song?
Yep.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Caroline, please be mine. You're my kind of girl. Caroline, please be mine. You're my kind of girl. And when it's springtime and daylight surrounds you, and there's no one around you but me, Caroline, please, please be mine. You're my kind of girl.
This is a lot more fun than talking to town officials. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I don't know how we are on time. Dave?
We
Come
do
on.
have,
Close?
we do have one final, we do have one final song that we always end with.
Well, yeah,
Wonderful World.
yeah, and I'm looking for God Bless America too, so,
We can do that too.
but we've got a few more minutes, and you know more songs, and I'd like to hear.
Well, why don't we end with God Bless America? That's,
Yeah, when we get to that point, I don't wanna quit yet.
whenever you're ready.
Well, how about two more songs?
Two more songs.
Yeah,
Yep, okay. Yep, we're gonna do one, Wonderful World first. And then I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world, wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry and watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Louis does that.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm picking up the guitar.
That's Mr. Armstrong's edition. Yeah.
You betcha.
Always wanted to be called Louis.
Yes.
And nobody called him Louis. They all called him, everybody I've ever heard refer to him called him Louis.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just can't win.
But if he was out on stage and he was introduced as Louis, he used to
Let them know.
let them know my preferred name is Louis.
Well, he could pretty much tell them what to call him because
That
he
he could.
kind of reached that level where he could dictate how he was called.
And my preferred name is anything but late for dinner.
Okay then. And I heard you say something about late dinner, so I won't keep you till midnight tonight.
Dinner at midnight, what the heck?
Well, I could listen to you all night, and I think everybody out there is going to feel the same way. I have wanted to do this for so very long. And as I say, it's a heck of a lot more fun than interviewing town officials. I don't really care if they hear that. I really do.
It was our pleasure.
Well, it's been a real pleasure for me to have you here. And, well, folks out there, the show's nearly over. Community Corner in Dighton. And we'll close this one out with a smile. Special thanks to the 4 special gentlemen of the Generations Barbershop Quartet, Bill and Billy and Ellis and Steve. Great music we'll never forget. Tonight at our corner, you've shared some great tunes and told stories of life with a song. It's been fun. It's been happy. We're so glad you came. Maybe one day you'll join us again. But before we go home, I've got one last request. Would you sing us one lasting refrain of thanks to our nation, the land that we love, and ask for God's blessings again? God bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Generations, Bill and Billy and Steve and Ellis, very much for that
you.
song for America. Oh, it's been wonderful to have you here. And for stopping by Community Corner. We hope you'll join us again one day. This is Myrna Santos at Dighton's Community Corner on August 30th, 2021, saying good night all. Keep a song in your heart. Remember the Generations Quartet, and never forget to smile.